Hi again, YouTubers. So this is going to be my first kind of what I'm calling like an MJ update video. You guys tell me if you find this interesting or not. And those of you who are beauty followers do not have to watch these videos, and I will title them as such, like MJ update and like maybe a product I'm talking about, or MJ update and something. He is sleeping right now, and I have my little monitor here on my vanity. He is knocked out. Oh, screen went black. There we go. He is knocked out, dead asleep. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an update about him since I've had him, kind of quick, condensed, and then I'm also going to talk about one product. So I had him June 5th. He was 7 pounds, 10 ounces. I forget how many inches, honestly. He was born at 3:35 or 4:35, something like that. In the afternoon, I went in. Honestly, it was pretty seamless. Luckily, had no complications, had him naturally breastfed up until he was 6 months, weaning him off. He is now 7 months old. As I said, on January 5th, he turned 7 months old, and he's awesome. He was, let's see here, he rolled over at 9 weeks and then started rolling over at like 10 weeks every night. As soon as you put him down, he wanted to sleep on his belly. So I talked to the doctor. The doctor said that's no problem as long as he can roll over back and forth. It wasn't an issue. So he's pretty much slept on his stomach since he was 10 weeks old. He started sleeping through the night at 10 weeks old. He goes to bed at 6:30 at night and he wakes up around 7 in the morning. He has done that fairly consistently since he was 10 weeks old. The 8-week to 10-week mark, he was getting up about once, still in the middle of the night. I tried a couple different tricks and I read a couple different books. And here's my thing is I read 2 books that primarily kind of gave me ideas. And I don't say I went by either one of those books. They just gave me ideas. One of them was called Lulla Baby, like sleep habits. And the other one was called Baby Wise. And both of them kind of had totally different things about them but I took things out of each of them that worked for me and for our situation and for our life. And they've also been very good things that I've referred back to. So that was what I used to teach him to sleep. He does and has always slept every 2 hours. Like he is only up for 2 hours before he has to go down for a nap, and that's consistent. So then he started, let's see here, what was next? Probably he started sitting up on his own. It was October is when he started doing that. So how old was he there? June, July, August, September, October, he was probably about almost 5 months old when he started sitting up on his own. He started like rocking, that type of thing, around that same time frame, but he really didn't start like crawling until recently, and he is like a crazy man. Like I blink and he's gone. We got this little go-kart thing. I call it his go-kart, but it's basically like a little seat with some toys on it that has wheels, and we have an empty dining room still. It'll be filled by the end of this month, thank goodness. But he did laps. He would just like run around. So he likes to walk. He never really wanted to crawl. If you give him your hands, he pulls himself up and he wants to walk. Like he just wants to go. He does like a soldier walk. He kicks his legs out when he's walking. But he loves to walk. So I think he's going to do that soon. And I dread the day that he does that, because it's bad enough that he's crawling like he is. Like, holy hell, it's crazy. So, he does pull himself up to stand in his crib. We had to put the crib all the way down to the bottom. So at this point now, I'll give you a basic overview, is he stands up, he crawls, he's all over the place. He gets very bored with a toy very, very easily. Like he has it for 10 minutes and you have to give him something else. And I've learned, don't give him a whole bunch of toys at once. Just give him one thing. When he's bored with it, take it out and give him something else, and kind of keep doing that same thing. Otherwise, if he has too much, he gets bored with all of it all at once. So that's something I kind of learned. Newest things for right now is I bought one of those octagon things from Toys R Us, Babies R Us, whichever it is. It's kind of like a bunch of gates put together and has a gate door. And that way, if I'm doing something, I can walk away from him and not have to worry about him bumping his head or something like that. He's kind of in an enclosed area. My kitchen overlooks my living room, so I can put him in that and kind of do that. He is only allowed to watch TV after his last nap of the day before bed. So wakes up 7 o'clock in the morning. He gets fed. he gets changed, and he plays up in his room for 2 hours, and I sit upstairs and play with him in his room the whole time in the morning, and he has one setup of toys up in his room. So play with him up there. He goes back down around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, he usually wakes up around 10:15-ish, give or take. Each nap is anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, so about 10:15-ish, let's say. 10:15, he gets up, same thing, he gets fed, he gets changed, and then he goes downstairs in the living room, which is the room, there you go, right there, big room, like that's where the octagon thing is, and a bunch more toys with a toy box, a hutch that I had that is now a toy box. And he sits there and he plays, and I sit there with him. But I also, at that time, kind of bounce around. And during his first nap is kind of when I get up, get showered, get dressed, get ready, and all that stuff, eat breakfast. So during this time, I sit there and play with him, and I might like clean up some dishes or do some little things then, and I sit on the floor with him. So 10, 15, 11, 12, 15. 12, 15 generally. He goes back down for another nap, and he generally sleeps until 12:58, about 1:30-ish usually. It's 12:58 right now, and he is still sleeping. The good thing with this is, like, if Marty and I, because another key thing, guys, is I work at home and my husband works at home. So we both are, I'm able to run errands and my husband will watch them, and vice versa. So we make sure it always works with our schedule. So that is super, super easy and super great and super helpful for us. So if you ever hear me say, oh, I'm running out for errands, that's what I'm doing. So we also sometimes will go, like today, we went and grabbed lunch. So he didn't go down for his nap until 12:30. So he'll probably wake up closer to like probably about 2 o'clock. So that being said, so today, typically goes down at 12:15, wakes up about 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. So gets up, gets fed, gets changed, and he goes downstairs and he plays again, same type of thing, or we go and run errands at that time or whatever. Like that day is kind of whatever we decide to do, that time frame, I mean. Then he goes back for another nap, and I thought by now he would be weaned off of this nap. So generally it's around 3:30. He goes back down for 3:30 to 4 o'clock. He goes back down for another nap. And I always think that he's going to stop with this nap, but this nap is generally a half hour to 45 minutes. So if he goes down at 3:30, he's up by 4:15. If he goes down at 4, he's up by 4:45. So he gets up, either one of those, same thing, gets up, gets changed, gets fed. And then at 6:30, in between there on this last set, I turn the TV on. He's allowed to have the TV on, and he likes to watch it, but he doesn't just stare at it. Like certain things catch him. For some reason, he likes SpongeBob. I have no idea. And the Mickey Mouse Club. When those songs come on, he like looks up to watch it, but doesn't watch the whole show. He just kind of likes the song part and the beginnings of them. So the TV is on, and he has toys, and I play with him. My husband plays with him. We kind of go back and forth. My husband's office is down in the basement. He generally finishes up things, comes upstairs around 5 o'clock. 5:30, he is given like a thing of food, whether it's fruits or vegetables or whatever. It's the, Gerber Fresh Start Organics, like step 1, stage 1, whatever that is. Some Cheerios. Throughout the day, sometimes if we're out, we'll give him, he gets a sippy cup with half juice, half water. It's kind of, there's no rhyme or reason to when he gets that. It's just kind of whenever it works for us or for him, and he likes that. And then at 6 o'clock, I should say, after he eats, he goes upstairs and he gets changed into his PJs. If he's going to get a bath, he gets a bath first. Sometimes I give him a bath in the morning. It just kind of depends on the day. He does get a bath every other day, so it kind of depends. So at nighttime, if I feel like he made a total mess eating, he'll get a bath then. If it's in the morning, and like he just needs that bath, then it goes in the morning. It just depends on my schedule and what I have going on too, as far as meetings and things like that. So then at 6 o'clock, I go up, put him in his PJs, and we play in his room, and we read him books, and we do things like that. And at 6:30, he gets a bottle. He has gotten a bottle, whether it was breast milk or formula. I started that when he was 3 months old, so that my husband could have time with him at night, and put him down to bed and things like that, and has continued on. So he gets a bottle at night. I have no idea if that helped him sleep through the night. Some people say it does, some people say it doesn't. I don't know, it just worked for us. So he gets a bottle at night and sits there and eats the whole bottle, and then he goes down for bed. And he is out. He's done. Like, he barely gets to the bottle most times. So, a couple key things I am going to mention is he has a sound machine in his room. He has always, that was one of the things I took from the book, and I'll do one of the videos that specifically talks about that, and tell you which one I have and things like that. But the sound machine makes it so anytime we're away or at a different place, it's very small and easy to take with me. He feels like he's at home, which is very nice. So the key thing that I'm going to focus on as far as a product this time, because a lot of people have asked me about this, is my video monitor system. And I have one that's by the company Summer. You can see their name right down here. And I had one originally, and I forget what it was called, but it only had a small monitor and it was just a very basic camera. And this one was probably about $100 more. But it is so worth the money because of the fact that the other one would freeze up on me and lock up. And this one I think is called the Summer Touch, I think is what it's called. And the reason being is you touch the screen in this corner and all these options light up. And you can turn on a night light. Oops, there you go. You can zoom, you can pan the room. So, see how you can pan the room. You can go up and down. So if he moves around like he does, like sometimes I look and he's not in the shot. You can go left to right. The check mark over here just simply turns off these monitors. You can zoom in if you need to see his face better. See how he's doing. Oops, see, I'm doing this all backwards. See how he's doing. Ooh, zoom out. Zoom back out. This one you can add additional cameras. You can just buy them separately. And this is the brightness on it. On the top, there is a power button to power it on and off. There's a talk button. So if he's being fussy, I can talk to him, or if I'm getting a bottle ready, I can talk to him and be like, oh, I'm going to be right there, you know, or whatever have you. I can talk to him. This one here just simply is it's kind of like a timer. It makes it so the screen goes on and off so that you're not constantly using the phone. It's kind of like a phone where you don't want to constantly have this screen on or else it's going to kill the battery. And then volume as well. You can see, I can turn the volume up and down from here as well of what I hear of what's going on in his room here. You'll hear the sound machine. Hold on. It's on Ocean Waves. So that's the one he seems to like the most. And each kid's different. But this retails, I got it at Babies R Us. I think it was $2.99. It's very easy, and I wish I could show you the other part, but it's a little camera. I have mine mounted on the wall. One of these times I'll do a tour of his room too. I have it mounted on the wall above his crib so that I can see down into the crib and I can scan the whole room. It's very easy to do. I did it myself. It has a plug that goes and it goes behind his crib. You can't get to the wires. They have attachments to make sure you can't get to the wires if you need them. And it also has a stand base, so you could put it on something next to it. When he was down in our room in a bassinet next to the bed, we just had it on the base and had it on a nightstand next to the bassinet. And it is very easy for us to take places with us. Very, very easy. It's one click off of the wall and I'm done, and I just take the whole thing with us. So this is one of my absolute must-haves. And I know I've talked to Elizabeth, if you follow her, Unlimited Elizabeth. She does awesome little videos, Life with Buddies. I love Buddy. Cutest little thing. He's just so fun. And she and I are very similar in our styles of doing a lot of things. So we've always talked since the beginning. So that being said, she doesn't need a monitor because the room is right next to hers. Now in this house here, my bedroom and Marty's is on the main level, and then MJ's bedroom is up here on this level. So I'm actually down on that level you see back there. However, in our summer home, he is across the hall from us, but I still use this because I'm out on the deck there a lot, or I'm outside doing things and I can have this with me. And it's got a really good span because I have had this while I'm outside doing things at this house, and you can hear and see everything. And for me, I can look over and see if he's just up and playing, because he'll sit up and play in his crib. He usually has, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, his little bear's in there right now. I'll show you. It's down at his feet. You can see the little bear down at his feet. He's only allowed to have a toy like that in there during the day. I don't put any toys in at nighttime. And look, actually, you can see his little teething rings in his hand right now. Can you see it there? The little giraffe is in his hand. So he's not allowed toys at nighttime because during the day I can watch the monitor better and make sure he doesn't have it near his face. At nighttime, obviously I'm sleeping, so I'm not watching the monitor 24/7, and I don't want him to have any issues or suffocate or anything like that because of a soft toy in there. So that is my mini review on the little summer. See, I can incorporate reviews in, but I don't want to stray from my makeup on this channel, so I'm only going to do one video a month about these type of things. Let me know if there's any products you heard me talking about MJ. I will do a tour of his room. When I do that, you might see things that you'd like some more information of. So once a month on the 5th of the month, I think these will go up. Let me know your thoughts, guys. If you're not interested in this, please just click off of these when you see them, or don't even click on them. Or if I don't see any views on these, then I'm just not going to put them up after a while, but I'll give it at least 6 months of trying to see how this goes. So say hi, say I'm crawling now too. And I stand up on my own. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. Hope you enjoy it.